Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my prance. This is Pinky.
And this is Priyanka.
And we're here to call out all things PakeAsPuck. Look who I got to wear a crown. She's wearing the Maleficent crown. That's
I'm
why
obsessed with this one.
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
There's some jewels missing, but you can't tell, so it's fine.
No super gluing this time around?
I couldn't find them. How can I super glue them if I cannot find them?
True. Okay.
I mean, they are just $20. Like, you're just gonna new one. I baby them so much, though.
They're really only $20?
It depends on which one you get. Some are cheaper, some are a little bit more expensive.
I guess more than myself, my daughter would really like it.
Yeah.
I should look into.
Just make sure you don't get one that's spiky, because that's dangerous for your daughter. She might go the other way.
Yo, I've gone completely rogue on my kids right now.
What do you mean?
Because we have this rule where during this school week, there's no TV.
Yes.
So you come home, have your snack, get your homework done, and then, like, play. Fucking be siblings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, recently, I think I've just been, like, really overwhelmed trying to keep up with everything around the house. I'm sitting on 4 baskets of laundry at the moment.
Oh, dang.
And so I'm monitoring a little less, and they've gotten away with, because they have to do their, like, schoolwork is all on their computer, and so they'll get away with, like, doing other stuff afterwards.
Yeah, they play games.
And I'm not monitoring it, right? And so today I kind of just was like, well, I guess you won't be getting any toys because you clearly don't like playing with them. I'm just going to start throwing all these out because those don't entertain you anymore. And like, no, don't do it. I'm like, I absolutely will do it. It seems like you only care about your Chromebook.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, they freaked out.
They did a little bit. They're like, not even Christmas? I'm like, not even Christmas. Why should we get new toys if you're not playing with them?
Yeah.
That's fine. If this is what you would like to do, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
You're completely rogue. I'm not gonna do that, of course. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a total bitch. Okay, like
you tried to go reverse psychology.
You want those Transformers? Sure thing. Oh yeah, the little guy. He wants these like little like Transformer bot things.
Right.
And
Did you get them from Amazon?
I didn't. I told them that the elves are working on making them to buy myself time.
The elves
I didn't want
to.
Of course, I'm gonna get them for him, but I didn't want to reward so quickly.
Yeah.
So I made him wait. I'm like, the elves are working really hard to make it.
That's fine. He's not going to know. He's not going to
We don't have elves in our culture, do we?
No.
We have Rakshas. Like,
we don't have elves, but we have, like, the lower caste that does the work of elves, you know?
No. Like, something more, like, cutesy.
No, we don't have anything cutesy.
Like that.
The only cutesy thing we have is baby Hare Krishna. That's the only cute thing. Like when he has
the globe in his mouth.
Yeah. The little baby with the curly hair. Yeah. I've seen that one.
He just liked eating butter.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, just kidding.
Oh my god.
You can't call him that. I'm probably going to go to hell. It's fine. Or I'll be turned into a rock. But it is what it is.
It is, yeah.
I used to do that all the time though. I distinctly remember one time where I had just gotten fed up with all the toys. When you're in a small space, all the toys is a lot.
It's infuriating.
Right, like it's your living room and your family room and your playroom and all in one.
Well, it doesn't stay in the playroom. Like exactly. I have a playroom for you.
And it does not stay in
there. And you have the fucking basement.
Exactly.
But it all collects in the living room. Why?
Because they bring stuff out to show each other.
And then some stuff has to end up in their room and never makes it back. I can't.
No. Once we got this house, I was like, all toys stay in the front room. They don't go out of the front room. If they leave the front room, I will throw them away. And roommate number 2 kind of knew that I wasn't bluffing because when I did get fed up that one time and I went apeshit crazy, I tripped over one of his toys, a toy that I had said, can you please pick this up?
Yeah.
Numerous times, okay? I didn't go from 0 to 100. I went from like 0 to 25 to 50 to 75. Then it got to 100.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to 100, I had tripped over it. And
that hurts.
And I don't even remember what it was, but I picked it up, I put it in a bag, and I was like, what did Mama tell you? What did Mama tell you? Because I'm all about fair warning. Okay, I was like, what did Mama tell you? If you don't clean this up, and if I trip on this, it is going in the garbage. What did Mama tell you? And he's like, ah! I was like, I told you, but it was in a bag.
Did you?
and I put it in the garbage can outside, and because he knew where the garbage can was, like we walked past it all the time. That's where the cars were. And I was like, you see this? Actions have consequences. I have no idea. I don't remember how old he was. Okay, but he was before kindergarten. I know because he started kindergarten after we moved here, and then obviously when he went to bed, I took it out and I brought it back into the house. I put it in the bag for a reason, because I'm not really that much of an asshole, but just slightly an asshole, you know?
I got so pissed. We could do a whole episode on moments when we just like lost our shit.
Go for it. Do it.
I got pissed off. Something this happened so long ago. But I was like, no more Oreos!
Yo.
I dumped the whole thing in the trash, and the middle guy's like, he has such a cute face.
He does.
Such pouty lips. And he loves Oreos.
He loves the Oreos.
But he'll smear the Oreos on surfaces that I'm not happy with. And I got irritated. I threw all of them out. It wasn't just throwing the whole bag away, okay?
No. You opened it.
I emptied it out. Oh, it was so bad. And then Neil was just like, okay, let's just do bath. And he took the boys upstairs and put them in the bath. And they're like just sad. I went to the store and bought another pack. I just couldn't do it.
See, at least I put the toy in a bag knowing I was going to take it out.
I felt so bad. I was cleaning up the kitchen and my guilt just like took over. And I didn't just give it to them right away. I talked to them afterwards. I'm like, I really need you guys to be mindful of what you're doing. You know, like we had the conversation, and then the next day I was like, here you go.
See, here's what I've learned, and it's not just with our kids. It's with everybody in general. What I've learned from my own kids though is that there's no amount of forewarning that you can give another human being. Like you can't the parents that are constantly like, be careful, be careful, be careful.
That doesn't work.
Like when their kids are skipping on the sidewalk, be careful, you might fall. Be careful, you might trip. I know people like that, right? Like I'm sure you must have said 50 million times, please, your hands are dirty.
Grab a bowl,
right.
Eat in the kitchen.
Right.
We give all those warnings. I never say like, if you don't do this, I'm going to throw it out. I was just like,
no, but here's what ends up happening. This is what I've realized. So we give them fair warning, right? We give them a heads up buttercup. We're like, hey, can you please put this in a bowl? Or hey, can you please pick up your toys? You're the one that played with them, therefore you should be the one that picks them up. And mommy will help you, but I'm not going to do the majority of the work.
Right.
You played with and they teach the stupid fucking cleanup song in daycare center. And so I was singing it at home in my instance, right? And so he knew, right? I was like, can you please pick these up? We were nice about it. Can you please get a bowl? But then yes, there was no, if you don't do this, this will happen. Right? And I've noticed people, so unless they have their own experiences to draw from, they won't listen to you. Like
I feel like they just build up a tolerance to our empty threats, I guess. Like,
well, maybe I don't know, because I don't know all of the situations. I mean, obviously you pick and choose which situations to tell me. I just know for my own situations, what I've realized, and then also it's transcended to adults as well, right? Like you can give somebody all the advice in the world. On anything and everything. They can ask you, like, my hysterectomy, right? I have this one woman who constantly, she DMs me and asks me all these questions, and I'm trying to answer her questions, but I'm also trying to be like, I'm not a medical professional. You should not rely on me to answer your questions. Like, you need to go see a doctor.
It's your experience only.
Right.
Right.
Like, everybody is different, and this is based on your experience. I can tell you what I experienced, but I have to keep telling her that, like, everybody's different.
You think she's just taking it for face value.
Yeah, and I don't want her to be like, oh, well, Pinky told me that this is not that bad. I'm like, no, girl, I told you for me it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Based on my pain tolerance and all that. But if they don't have their own experiences to draw from, then you could just be giving them all the advice in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
you have to let them fall.
Right, exactly. Like, they have to make their own mistakes. And this happens, the Oreo incident, the toy incident, happened to be that mistake. Because when I asked him, roommate number 2, to clean up the next day, he cleaned up real fast.
He got done real fast.
Right. You know, and yes, because I did say, if you don't clean up your toys, that means you probably don't want them, and then mommy will start cleaning them up, and maybe they'll end up in the trash can, is what's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I've asked you 4 times to
I
clean
say
up.
the exact same thing.
Right.
I'm just like,
But then I did
if
it.
you leave it out, all it tells me is that you don't value this toy.
Yeah. But I actually,
You care
did
about it, put it away, yeah.
and he was shocked that I did it. Like, it wasn't an
You
empty
called it a
threat.
bluff, yeah.
Right. And yes, I tricked him, and, I got it out after he went to bed. I hid it for a couple months so he didn't know. Like, it was in the closet in the bag still, so he didn't know. And then I gave it to him when we moved to this house, and he was like, oh my God, a new toy. I was like, yeah, a new fucking toy. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
There's also, like, the other side of it, too. Like, it's a hyper Guju side of me where I'm kind of just like, we spent so much money on this shit.
Yeah.
Somebody spent so much money on this shit.
Yeah.
I don't have the heart to just chuck it, even though it is all shit. It's all deconstructed. There is this like pizzeria thing that my daughter wanted. Like all the parts and pieces are
missing,
everywhere.
Or missing.
Yeah.
Or some child ate
They're
them.
still in the house. But they take those pieces and play with it and do other things with it, and it just never makes its way back. And I'm like, I can't even resell this shit. I just gotta literally throw this
away.
big chunk of plastic.
Yeah. Unless you're like, I mean, we have so many, like, all the board games, right? But I'm so anal when it comes to board games. I'm like, you better put these fucking pieces back
Me
in the
too.
Ziploc bags, because I've witnessed it with all the other toys that I let them have carte blanche with, right? Like like you said, they use the doll from here and put it in there, and I'm just like, why are the marbles for the marble run over here with your magnet tool? I don't understand. Like, they don't go together. Like, what is happening?
My boys have been enjoying decapitating baby dolls recently.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrifying.
Like, they're taking her dolls and ripping their heads off.
Yes, like I find limbs and heads all over the place.
What is wrong with you?
And this is where it's like, even though I try not to like genderize things, that's such a dude thing to do.
It's such a dude thing.
It's very Sid from Toy Story.
Yes.
But I'm like, why are you ripping its head off? And if the little guy can't figure out how to do it, he's like, hey, mommy, can you help me? I'm like, no, I'm not going to show you how to do it.
Go get your brother.
Get out of here.
You learned it from anyways.
I'll just see like limbs all over the place.
That's hilarious.
They're naked and they're decapitated. It's wild.
You have like the quintessential boy/girl house with everything that I would have imagined. Like, I'm shocked that my boys weren't like that, is what I'm saying.
And like
but
the
I
girl,
think it's because
she like
you have
walks
your daughter.
like this with her princess, like Minnie
Dude,
Mouse.
I've seen her. She's not lying. Like, I've seen this girl. Sometimes I'm just
tea
like,
parties and
what
like
is happening right now?
yeah, she's just so like, oh, hello.
Does not faze her at all. She's like, I'm fine. No, but I've like I said, when I learned that about my kids, that's when I started to like pull back from the constant nagging. Like, I would say once or twice, as a parent should, but I wouldn't keep going, right? Like, I know people who constantly, the whole entire time at the playground for 30 minutes, oh, be careful, be careful. Why did you fucking come outside then? Why did you bring your child to the playground if you're going to just go running after them when they're 12 years old saying, be careful, be careful, be careful?
Oh, 12-year-old?
Like, you know those type of helicopter parents. So it's they don't learn though. Like, you can say it as much as you want, but the only time your child is gonna be careful when they're walking is if they do trip and fall and bust their knee or their lip or something.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna teach them a hard lesson, right?
You know those little like the bridges at the park where you can like bounce on that.
Oh my God.
So like when my daughter's on there, that girl, she's got some bone density. Okay, like she
she's got heavy bones. You don't put her on a scale.
When she's walking upstairs, like everything just kind of it's like little mini terrors.
Oh my God.
Tremors. Post-quake, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you like try to run on your tippy toes? Cause
no, she's not gentle-footed. She's gonna drive really fast.
Right. So there's times when like we're at this park and she was like bouncing on it and like the little guy's on there and not be careful, but I'm kind of just like, okay, when you bounce that hard, he might go flying. Yeah. Like physics, girl.
This is not a trampoline, and we're not playing.
Yeah, I'm like, I need you to be gentle so he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, oh, but this is fun. I'm like, you're going to fly off of it. Have you ever seen those like bridge videos?
Yeah.
Where they're, because of like the frequency from the traffic, they're like shaking like crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So when I was in Connecticut, it was extremely difficult to find where I was going to get my steps in.
Oh.
And then, like, you know, I was commuting to New Jersey to Edison for my tooth stuff, right? And so I went Monday for my tooth stuff. They're like, can you come back tomorrow? I was like, sure. But it wasn't planned, so I couldn't stay at my cousin's house. I was close to there, so I had to drive back and all that. I didn't have my medicine. And that was my main concern. I don't care about clothes.
So
like,
long.
yeah, and it's fine. Listen, it was me time. But was I thinking about, am I going to get home in time to walk? Obviously, because once it gets to dark, there's no street lights, and I don't want to risk walking around.
I've been struggling with that a lot.
And so for 2 days, for that Monday and Tuesday, I had barely any steps, and I felt like such a failure. Like such a failure, because I was doing so well for so long, consistently, every day getting the steps, right?
Did you close their hearts?
No. No hearts were closed. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, no hearts were closed, and I was just like, this is not... And
it broke your pattern.
I know.
And that hurts on a different level.
Like,
I know what you... Yeah.
And so, you know, today, my thing is, even if I'm tired, I still want to at least go for at least an hour-long walk, you know?
And that's a lot.
I know it is, because the watch is telling me that I'm at 10,000. The watch is telling me that I'm at 10,000 steps, which is good, but then I was a moron in the summer, and I upped it to 12,500. So I'm like, what if I just put it back to 10,000? Is that cheating? Is that not cheating? I don't know, but I'm trying to be okay with not closing all the hearts or all the circles.
I don't know
if
it's going to help you feel better, but I did the same thing. So I bumped up my step goal to 13,000. And I was hitting it pretty regularly, but when I'm working on the weekends, even though I'm on my feet, I'm not getting my steps in.
Yeah.
And then I come home and I'm like, okay, I have sometimes 6,000-7,000 steps left to get done.
But you're exhausted because you were standing the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so just this weekend, I ended up, I'm like, nope, okay, I know that my goal is to get 13,000, but I'm going to keep my watch at 10 because that's the absolute bare minimum that I need to get done.
Yeah.
And I'll close my hearts and I'll still make it a point to get 13,000, at least during the week.
Yeah.
And on the weekends, you know, when I'm working, things are kind of off. And that was just my trade-off because life happens. But if closing your heart gives you like that fulfillment, then let that happen.
Yeah, and so I was trying to be okay on Monday and Tuesday. So on Monday when I got home, because it was dark out, I just decided to walk in the house because I was by myself in the house. Mm-hmm. So I was like, no one's gonna make fun of me.
So you're just going crazy.
So I'm going in. So it took me 20 minutes to do a mile in the house because I was just going in circles. And then the fucking dog is following me, and then the 2 cats are following me. They're like, what is this bitch doing?
You have cats?
Not us, my brother.
Oh.
Yeah, at his house.
Okay.
In Connecticut. And so, you know, the cats are like, what the fuck? One of them's following me around because it constantly thinks I'm like trying to find food. And I'm like, no, bro, I don't have food. I'm trying to get my steps in right now. Like, can you back the fuck off?
That's so funny. I could just hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just following you around.
But I was just so exhausted from like, you know, not being able to keep.
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive, like two and two. Depending on traffic, right? And yes, we used to do it all the time on the weekends when I was younger, but I didn't have to drive that. Right? And so I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I need to do this because I need to get this mouth situation figured out so I can eat properly and talk properly because it's also affecting my talk. Yes, my speaking. Like, because just normal eating, talking, just sitting, I've noticed, your tongue does touch the inside of your teeth, like when you're just sitting there, but because it's all even, because it's even, the pressure is even throughout your tongue. So one part doesn't feel more numb than the other, but because there's nothing there, like part of my tongue is like leak, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then
it's tired.
The teeth are just like the tongue is just rubbing constantly on that side. And every time, I know this is very graphic. It's
No, I'm trying to do it in my own mouth to figure it out.
I know, but and that's why it's always raw. And so, like the days I noticed, even this, when I went to Connecticut for the baby shower, like the baby shower, it was extremely difficult because I couldn't just sit there and not talk. I'm the sister, so have to be impersonable, all that stuff. Talk to everybody, say hi to everybody,
You
all
haven't
of
seen
that
them in
stuff.
so long.
Right,
like-
they haven't seen me in so long,
Yeah.
and so, but when we got home on Sunday, I was like, I need to go for it was so many people, just yes, not for a long time because it was only 4 hours, but it started early, right? Like we had to, because it's the baby shower, decorations, all that stuff. We didn't have to do that much work, but I had to I come home and I was like, he had friends come over, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
keep
you
talking.
need a break.
So I like went on my walk, and I think it like halfway through it started to rain, but then it stopped, and I was just like, okay, maybe we're not being safe right now because leaves and wet and all the. But so then, and I was just exhausted. And the fact that I was trying to be okay with the fact that I didn't close all the hearts, and so I'm texting my friend Michelle, and she's like, you're exhausted, like what?
And that's okay.
And I know, and so I was just like, you know what? You right, girl. You right. I'm exhausted.
I totally understand the heartache though, because it's just like until the month is done now, you're just gonna be like, fucking fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and like I was trying to go for like a streak.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to go for, this many days of getting my steps. Not even all the hearts, just the steps.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the bare minimum, which is this is what you need to do to be physically active. But how do you do that when you're just so exhausted? Like we deal with this all the time.
So when you're physically exhausted, you have to listen to your body and give it the rest.
I know.
So it's okay if you don't hit your higher step count. Try to do the other bare minimum.
Yeah.
Right? Absolute bare minimum. 7,000 to 8,000. Okay?
That's what I've been reading.
So it's okay. Your body needs rest, and you have to, if you want to achieve more, you have to give your body the rest.
Yeah. Because, I mean.
And not every single day is going to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's true. Because, I mean, that Sunday, I pushed myself a little too hard, and then I felt it. I did feel it the next day because of the driving, right, with the hips and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I was walking in the house, I was like, I'm glad I didn't go and try to do a walk because this would not have been good. And then even the next day, knowing I had to get up early to drive and then come back, right? When I came back, and I came back at a fairly reasonable time. Mm-hmm. I could have gone out if I wanted to, but I was like, no, I'm so exhausted. No. My hips hurt so much. I have to travel tomorrow.
You have to recuperate. You have to put yourself first then, yeah.
It was just hard.
All too often, like our head and our heart want to do certain things, but our body has a way of like communicating differently, and we have to be able to listen to that. I
hate that like everybody always puts so much pressure on the whole, you got to get healthy, and so
but that's not going to happen overnight.
I know.
It's an accumulation of healthy choices.
I'm hoping it is. I keep telling myself it's not that big of a deal. Like,
what's not big of a deal? Getting healthy, or what people are saying about getting healthy?
Just getting hyper fixated on the fact that I didn't close my hearts or I didn't close my rings.
But that doesn't mean that you're not making healthy choices, right?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So your overarching goal is to get healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
You're still doing everything majority of the time.
That's what
Catching up on sleep is still health.
Yes. And I did that in Baltimore too. Like, did I go for my walk in the morning or whenever when it was nice out and get my steps in? I was like, yes. But then after I got my steps in and closed the hearts or whatever we want to call it, I literally just vegged out. Like, I tried to do some work, but then I was just like, no, I physically, all I want to do is lay in this bed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do anything else.
That's okay.
And so I was like, that's what it is.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
At least I'm away and I don't have any other obligations except rest up for the show, right?
Yeah.
And that it helped being by myself because I didn't feel obligated to talk to anybody, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you're by yourself, it's okay that you're quiet and you're just keeping to yourself. But
how often do we even get that time?
Never.
Right?
You never get that time.
You have to take advantage of it. It can feel a little awkward, I think, because you're like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do with myself right now?
Yeah.
But you'll find something. And if that's a nap, it's a nap.
It is whatever it has to be. Like, I think, and it was hilarious because I had like all the snacks near me, so I wouldn't have to get out of the bed.
Arms like,
Because it was the big ass beds. I was like, I don't take up the whole bed. So
Yeah.
I had the laptop on the bed because I don't even, now that I'm traveling by myself, I don't even connect the laptop to the TV anymore.
Me and you are so alike. So anytime I'm staying at a hotel for a wedding, I do the same thing. And the last time I was in Tinley, and my friend that was with me, she was cracking up. She's like, why are you sleeping next to your computer? I'm like, I only need this part of the bed to sleep in.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, didn't put anything. I'm like, no, but like if I need my computer, it's right here.
Yeah.
If I need a snack, it's right here. My phone's right here, right? Like I had
my water's right here.
Right. I had the other side of the bed just dedicated to my necessities.
Yes.
And I had my other pillow for myself. And she was laughing at me because she was sleeping in the middle, just completely sprawled out.
No, I don't. I mean, sometimes I do tend to like, because if I have to, you find a cool spot or whatever. But this time, I had my box of insomnia cookies there that I got.
I've never had those.
I like insomnia cookies better than crumble cookies.
I never cared for crumble cookies. Like, they looked really overwhelming.
Well,
my daughter really likes them, and I went in and took her in one time, and I'm just like, that's a lot.
Well, there's been a whole thing. I guess people, I don't know how it started, but everybody has been shitting on crumble cookies. Like, they don't taste as good as they say they taste and all this stuff. And I'm just like, you guys realize crumble cookies, the base is Betty Crocker vanilla cake mix.
Yeah.
They use Betty Crocker vanilla cake mix for their cookies. And I've made cookie cakes.
I just can't get over, like, they're like
huge.
And they're stacked.
Yeah, they're this, like...
I had, like, the chocolate chip one, like, a little bit from my son.
They even make a tool that helps you cut it into pieces. Yeah, like you push, like the apple slicer. It's kind of like that, but for the cookie. And I'm just like, this is too far. This is too far.
Unnecessary.
And I've only been to a crumble cookie one time, and I think it was in Salt Lake City, but like a city adjacent. It was in one of the suburbs near Salt Lake City. And I was like, oh, I would like to try crumble cookies. I'd never tried it, right? And so we go and we get and first of all, they don't have when I went, I don't remember them having traditional chocolate chip. And if you don't have traditional chocolate chip on your menu, I get really mad.
Exactly.
Like, But
the menu's changing all the time.
Which is fine. However, because that's what happens with insomnia cookies, I believe, unless they've actually locked down the favorites and that's all they have now. Insomnia cookies, they have regular size cookies, and then they also have the mega cookies. And so you can pick and choose. Like, so normally, like, when it would be me and Ravina and we felt like eating cookies, she'd pick 2 flavors, I'd pick 2 flavors, and then we'd share.
Yeah.
We'd have a quarter each and, just...
sampling.
Yeah, and throughout the whole entire weekend. But this time, I was like, well, I'm by myself. I cannot have 4 jumbo cookies. And so they had, like, this thing of, like, you get 5 regular and then 1 jumbo. And I was like, I can handle that. And because I was there for so many days, so I would just cut it up and I was just... munching on it once in a while.
Just a little something.
But I like insomnia cookies better because they do have the different options, like regular and the jumbo.
Yeah.
And they always have chocolate chip cookies. Like, if you're a cookie place, you have to have chocolate chip cookies. Like, if Cheesecake Factory didn't have a traditional cheesecake, people would lose their shit.
Right, like that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like, this is what cookies are.
But crumble cookie, I can't get into it.
I've just been so overwhelmed by like what they look like.
Yeah.
And I haven't been inside an insomnia. I think I should check that out next.
It's not that. It's like a regular, it reminded me of like a Taco Bell, but cookies.
Oh,
like a regular fast food place, yeah.
Okay.
There was, but like you can't see them. I mean, in some of them you can see because it's like depending on the space they have. But the one in Baltimore,
Crumble's like futuristic.
Yeah, like they let you see it.
Are you guys actually open? What's up?
I never know. Like
Right.
the first time when we went, I was just like, "Are these people even open?" Like there was no sign, and there was only like
It's so minimal.
yes,
And so
and they want you to
never
see them baking the cookies, and I'm like, yeah, but like you're fucking cheating. You're using Betty Crocker cake mix over here.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw a picture. Somebody took a picture and they posted it online, and there were all these boxes because obviously they're cutting up the what's it called, the bags to put in their containers or something.
It's fucked up.
And I'm like, you're cheating us. We got catfished. Speaking of catfish, did you see Sweet Bobby?
No.
You have to watch it. It's on Netflix.
Is it a movie?
It's a movie. It's
Okay.
It's a document.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm not meant for these.
Yeah. It's a document. It's a documentary. It's not a docuseries, so
Okay.
one and done is fine.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I was just like, what the fuck?
What's it about?
Catfishing.
Nah, bah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna make you mad. I already know.
I'll probably watch it tonight.
Yeah.
If it's short, I can watch it tonight.
I want to say an hour and a half. It
I
took
can
me
do
quite a long time to watch it because I kept pausing to
I'm
record
gonna
my.
have to clean the kitchen and stuff anyway, so I can do that.
You're already plotting.
Yeah. Isn't that just so sad the way that my mind works? I never actually get to sit down and enjoy a show.
No.
Because there's just too much other shit that's going on, and quite honestly, if I don't multitask and try to get it done, it'll just sit there.
Yeah. You won't get to watch what you want to watch, and then
And then
the
they're
work
gonna be
won't get
bitching
done.
like,
Yeah.
"Where's all the balls? I'm washing them. Chill."
No, I mean, the only reason I was watching as much as I was watching before this all started, the traveling, is because I literally would just have it really tiny on my computer screen and listen more than like I would just tune in when I felt like, oh, it's too quiet. What's going on? That's how I knew that there was something on the screen I had to look at, right? But other than that, you're really just listening. It's just like an audiobook.
Yeah.
And so, but I had so many. It was like a roller coaster. And I didn't have anybody to talk to about it with because I was watching it by myself. And so I just started recording.
I didn't know that it was a thing. I'll look it up.
Sweet Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah. Catfishing. Yeah. That's where we're going to end it. Close
All
it
right.
up.
Good one.
It was a good one. Look at that. On time.
Well, thanks for catching up with us. We just wanted to sit around and do a little Bakwaas.
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 Chit chat.
We haven't seen each other in a while, so
Kitty party.
hopefully you found some value in the episode. Hit us up with any questions, comments, topic ideas, all that good stuff. We'll catch you on the next one.
Okay, bye.